嘿，各位好，这里是康，欢迎收看《星空流程》的第16期，也就是龙神集团的第2期。上期的结尾，因沃金让我们去见乌拉鲁城。现在我们到头门田，发现目前他们在沟通一些事，稍微等一下，我们去和乌拉鲁进行一番沟通，然后并进行下一个任务。现在稍微聊一聊。
Is that always your response? I don't want another PR mess on my hands.
Yes, Viv, because you're too good at your job. Now,
新工作很有意思。
My next appointment's here.
Fine.
非常有意思，各种斡旋。反正都是最朴实的商战。我以为的商战是各种勾心斗角，稍微有那么一点整体任务，但实际的商战就是偷东西、拿枪、骗。
So tell me, what do you think of your new job so far? Simply put, our goal is to ensure the success of this company.
是的，都取得了成功，只不过有的是用的比较另类的方法。
Our various departments with whatever resources they need in order to meet expectations to achieve this. It's much easier said than done, believe me.
确实，都能对付的。
In that case, it sounds like our initial impression of you is turning out to be quite accurate. Now, my dear Jeannie here says you've been through the basics of what we do and pulled off success every time.
5 successful standard assignments and 1 specialized.
Oh, a few incidents here and there, but nothing we can't handle, right? I happen to have a personal assignment that I'd like to send you on. One that involves meeting up with an outside contact. Jeannie seems to think you're more than capable of handling it.
He's the best operative I've ever hired.
Let's not forget the only operative you've ever hired. Meeting with outside contacts isn't always as straightforward as your past assignments. Some can be fickle or demanding, so you'll need to decide how to handle them and what decisions to make on the fly. I'd use the word trust loosely. We maintain a relationship of sorts. Those who come through get paid, and those who don't, well, they won't live to regret it. Good, because if not, I can't imagine we have much use for you here at Ryujin. Your contact is Simon Rychek. He claims to have information on a new project that Infinity
确实他对我没啥威胁，但是他可能会给我搞点事情做呀。传统的找 A 完成 B， 叫我去弄 C 才能整 A。
Simon's been working with us for years, so he'll pose no threat to you. He's paranoid, which is why I assume he's never been caught. But his information is typically worth it. Now, in order to confirm your identity, Simon prefers code phrases. I'll let Jeannie give you the details on this one because the concept is just beneath me.
Simon is into sports, so he enjoys any opportunity to talk about them. At some point, he'll casually say, "Looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year." You get to respond with, "Razor Derby is the only real sport." Got it? According to Simon Rychek, it's the only real sport in the galaxy. But if you want a lesson in sports, just ask him. Movies are more my thing when it comes to entertainment. They're a batball team that sucks. They have about as much chance of winning the Universal Championship as Aurora does of going outside of Neon.
太阳系火星的塞多尼亚跟西蒙聊聊。
you give in return. You'll find him in Sidonia, so I hope your ship's fueled.
来对对暗号。
Just look for him above the Lux condos in the plaza.
You spoke very highly of this one, Jeannie. Let's hope he doesn't make a liar out of you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to take care of.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
剃刀德比才是最好的运动。
I need to find a real bar. You lost? Or just come to ask an out-of-work miner how his day's going? Only good thing worth talking about these days is sports. Speaking of, looks like the Galactic Raiders are the #1 pick for the Universal Championship this year. You're damn right it
先
is.
说服一下吧，看看能不能。
I heard they were sending someone new. Nice to see you made it. I have information on a deal being proposed between Infinity Ltd and Deimos Stockyards. It's my belief that your employers would be highly interested in the details.
我直接自动说服
So
了，
I'm upping.
懒得去以他的视角进行猜测了。不过基本那些加1加2差不多够用。
Little side job if you can't pay up.
那就顺便把这个差事儿也补了。
For this little tidbit? Believe me, I know exactly what this is worth. I like the way you think. Perhaps. All right, I'll lower the
是你
price.
他
But that's my final offer.
有点东西啊。
Unless you may prefer the side job now. You're going to like it. As you may guess, being an informant is not without its risks. I've heard there's a merc in Saturn's orbit who'd like to cross my name off her list. Melai Liskova. If you take her out and bring me her gun as proof, I'll consider my fee to be waived. Liskova has a sentimental attachment to that gun. Even named it Ember. She'd never just hand it over. It saved her life once or twice. Seems whenever it
为
falls
什么
into enemy hands,
你要
the
非常急切的杀她？
tendency to
还是个
backfire
女
or
的，
jam.
有点故事
On
估计。
top of that, she's superstitious, which makes the gun all the more precious to her. She's a freelance mercenary, used to work for Inception Technologies. But she likes her independence, so she went into business for herself. She specializes in killing for the right price. So
OK，
before
我们
you
现
get
在
any second thoughts,
到达
think of it
土星的
as
轨道
doing the settled systems a
去
favor.
跟曼陀罗号交流一下。
You're doing
你
me a
搜刮一
tremendous
空，我
favor.
还差点意思。
Just know she won't go down easily, so be prepared. Malai's ship is called the Datura, and like I said, you can find her in orbit around Saturn. Just remember to bring the gun back as proof.
那西蒙可以吗？
State your business or I open fire. That's more like it. So, tell me what you're doing here. I'll decide whether or not to strip you for salvage. I'm looking for a lot of people, and none of them are any business of yours. Oh yeah? From what? Yours the only thing around here that looks like a threat to me. So, give me one good reason why I shouldn't feed you to the void.
不关我的事儿，估计咱们也能上传聊聊。
Think again. Oh, killing me? How about for me killing you? Huh? Don't think I couldn't take you out if I wanted to. What are you, a therapist? It's none of your business.
没问题，我自己去拿。不过于禁这把枪的数据很一般，怎么说呢？属于新手枪，
Relax.
伤害一般，数值也一般。基本拿到这把于禁后面我就直接扔了。
Yeah,
哎，扔了还是卖了忘了，反正不怎么好用。
I get it. All right. You can have Ember. But you'll have to come
我
aboard.
们去跟马来聊聊。
You have my word, you won't be hurt. For whatever that's worth. 哼，密不可分。
I'm impressed. Simon managed to find someone with guts to come after me. I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that he wants Ember as proof of this. He knows I'd never part with her. We were a thing for a while. Until the coward sold me out. I'm sure he regrets it, considering I survived the attempt on my life. And now, I live to blackmail him and make his life a living hell. So if Simon told you I wanted him dead, it's a lie. I want him very much alive.
是摩擦，那种摩擦都是要命的摩擦。
The first time Ember and I met, she was pointed right at me.
那不然呢？不拿走你这把枪干啥呀？
Backfired on the gloating bastard who thought he'd won. She saved my life more times than I care to remember. In my line of work, we're always in and out of the fire, if you know what I mean.
哦，合着还在想我这儿的东西，那就说服你呗，说服你把枪给我，你自己该走走。
If you knew anything about me, you'd know honesty isn't my strong suit. The only truth here is that I've intended to kill you since the moment you set foot on my ship. Your ship, of course. I'd hate to risk damaging something I could easily sell. Plus, this way I can simply climb aboard to see if there's anything of value, rather than have to sift through debris. Any access cards I need, I can just take off your dead body.
OK， 完美说服，把
I'm
枪拿
pretty
上，
sure I've already
拿
made
上我
up
们
my
直接撤。
I suppose you have a point. I already have enough targets on me as it is. You make a
没准
good
吧，
point.
但是我记得我好像
If
是
you
扔了
manage
还
to
是
find me,
卖了，
you
不重要，
certainly know who I am.
没准你还能碰到
And
下一把
I
鱼
don't
镜。
know a thing about you.
反正这把鱼镜也不咋地。
Fine. You've compelled me to hold up my end of the deal after all. You get Ember, I'll disappear. Besides, I like to think of this as just a
哦，对了，
temporary
如果是在多周末游玩的
arrangement.
情况
It's
下
always found way back to me before. Why should
在
this
那
time
个
be any
星球之间进行跃迁，可能会碰到一条船，然后那个的话会有一个橙色的船，然后那个
different? Something you
有一
may
个人
want
会
to
跟你
keep
对
in
话，
mind
那个对话
next
的人
time
名
you
字
make a
是
deal
神秘
with
船
the
长，
total
然后
stranger.
他的话就是一个星矢，
Oh,
心意
don't worry.
然后他会跟你讲话，然后他就是卖枪的，然后他的枪普遍的伤害会非常的高，当然价格也比较贵，基本一把枪4、5万、7、8万。
I guess Simon chose wisely. For
提嘴
once.
现在我们交差，然后付钱，拿到我们要的情报，然后拿东西，然后回
Look who
龙神集团。
survived the devil herself. Well, either that or you decided to pay up.
好家伙，两个人互相骗呀！
Well, with an attitude like that, I take it the job's done. Wait a minute. You spoke to that lie-weaving terrormorph? You should have just outright killed her. Of course. I don't believe Malai ever knew how to tell the truth. For all I know, that's not even her name. What I told you was the truth. The woman wanted me dead. Cool those thrusters. She's lying, I swear. We have a history, a long one. Love, hate, betrayal.
好家伙，合着你
I
这
screwed her over one
先
too many times, and she's been out for blood ever since.
先背叛的呗。
Blackmail?
虽然你那么说，但是人家那儿
That'd be the least of my
少人了呀。
I may have given her name to the UC at one point, but believe me, once I escaped, I wiped all the data they had on her. Only it was too late. They sent a unit after her.
已经
She
开始
and her
明智
sister
了，
escaped.
脑子开始转开了。
Her brother wasn't so lucky. But before you go
当然
feeling sorry for him,
这把枪
don't.
肯定得拿到呀。
There are ecliptic mercs, House Varun zealots. Ram made them look like saints. Did I ever? These days I take great care when it comes to making enemies. If I'm going to piss someone off, it's with good reason. So, back to business. You got the gun.
我大概现在明白什么叫生不如死了，
I haven't
就是
given
一
it
直
much
躲着
thought.
一直
The
敌方
truth is, I never thought I'd see it.
马来随时过来
The only thing
杀
I
西
know
蒙。
for sure is that I'm sure
一
as
辈子
hell
都要
not
躲着。
going to use it. Just
哎，谈正事儿
allow，an
谈正
old
事儿。
man a moment. It's strange. I always imagined I'd be happy knowing she's gone. Perhaps I've been running so long now that it will just take time.
亲手
for
搞
the
到，他
mood
怎么
to
搞到
set
的？
in. You know, why don't you keep that gun?
莫
of
非他
yours?
在无线公司干过活儿？
I think it's time I left
要不
the
就
past
黑客
behind.？
不管他，这不重要，重要是他拿到了东西。
Let's hope you're right. Now, back to business. The information I have is on a deal for something called Project Dominion. I'm giving you 2 slates. They contain surveillance and interaction data for Stanley McMillan, the Infinity rep, that I obtained myself. I'm also giving you a 3rd slate because you're going to need to download the files on Project Dominion off his computer yourself. Best guess is it has something to do with Infinity getting into the neural.
OK， 听听文件，看看
Stanley
说了
McMillan
啥东
seems
西
to。think Ryujin would be the one company threatened by this news. So their entry must involve something big. Getting information is what you people do. I'm just a lowly yet very well paid informant. Here to point you in the right direction. Oh, they will.
What was so important I had to come to the office in the middle of the night?
It's the numbers, Ayumi. I don't like what I'm seeing.
If you still...
What the hell are you doing in this dump of a city anyway? You draw the short stick at work or what?
Infinity sent me to get Deimos to bite on a deal. It's even got a catchy code name. Project Dominion.
Sounds like world domination to me, buddy. I'd buy into that in a heartbeat.
Right?
哦，这个计划
This Project Dominion is the
和
real
跟
deal.
龙神
We ought to be selling this to
是竞争对手，
Inception or Quantum.
还不是产品了。哎呀，我
You
去，
should be in the Astro Lounge making Ryujin Industries beg for that tech.
有无线有限公司司机接送。
That'd be the greatest irony of them all, but not this baby.
OK，现在我们
Only gonna put Infinity first.
去该计划
Ryujin at their own game.
的目的地，然后找一下这个东西。像这个人儿，侧面的这个人儿叫彼得，先让他侧开，然后在隐秘状态下，我们仔细查一下关于主宰计划的相关情况，把它下下来。啊，目前是加密的状态。卢卡斯是无线有限公司的 CEO。海神叉豪华游轮后面也会碰到。 量子协同科技。OK， 我们回龙神集团交差去。现在跟乌拉鲁尘聊一聊。确实费了点力气。嗯？
Well, that took longer than expected.
我去。
I hope whatever information Simon had was worth it.
玩了一辈子让
Project Dominion.
着眼了。
That can't be right. Give me a moment.
公司养了这么多特工，结果自己家让抄了。
Got the key, deciphering, and done.
那就跟乌拉鲁尘交差去。
Looks like our friend Simon wasn't joking. Project Dominion isn't an Infinity LTD prototype. It's one of ours.
接下来我们会见到雅子。
Scrub the name, meaning someone never thought they'd get caught.
整个这个风格特别像2077的荒坂，当然荒坂比这个华丽非常多倍。动画的演出效果，还有包括剧情方面也会比这个任务好多多。
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
I've got my eye on.
各种偷别人家，转头家被偷了，那肯定就是要抓人抓间谍呗。
Ularu, what is this about? Who is this?
This is our latest junior operative.
哦，怎么个调
I sent him
查
on an assignment to rendezvous with an informant. But here's the real news. Infinity LTD has gotten their hands on Project Dominion.
Impossible.
Not only that, they're trying to sell it under their own name.
也就意味着这个间谍是个高层人员。
We need fines to investigate this immediately. Since you found this information, I am trusting you to help investigate. You see, Project Dominion is confidential. It requires a high security clearance to even know it exists. If Infinity LTD has obtained any information on it, that means we have a very well-connected mole within our corporation. I suppose, since we're trusting you in this investigation, I can give you some details. Project Dominion is our latest advancement in neuroamp technology. Our current neuroamps are all external devices, but Project Dominion would be the first surgically implanted internal neuroamp on the market. The project itself was nearing completion, which is why exposing the mole is of utmost importance. We can't allow any more research to fall into their hands. Because you exposed this information, I have little reason to suspect you. That won't mean you'll be exempt from investigation.
OK， 那我们
I want you to
去
go
找
see
道尔顿
Dalton
·费因斯
Fiennes, our chief security officer.
去
I'll
聊
send
聊
him the details.
安全的问题，
You've brought an
以及
enormous
这个信
security
息，
violation to our attention. So
顺便
I
看看
trust
怎么
your
抓间
help
谍。
in any way possible. And thank you. Some operatives may have seized this as an opportunity for extortion. It's good to know your loyalty lies with us.
My company's future might be riding on this deal.
I've been waiting here for ages.
Good, you're here. So, thanks to your work in Sidonia, I'm told someone here has leaked information on Project Dominion to our adversaries at Infinity LTD. A mole within the company means a failing in my department. We're initiating Security Directive Theta, which means a full sweep of every employee in this building, Masako and myself included. Directive Theta allows for a third party to conduct the sweep. This way, the results can be objective. It's certainly a failure.
也就是说，乌拉鲁的权限很高。
We're focusing on redemption. Directive Theta has one unique case, and that's Ularu Chen. The directive calls for a specialized programmer known as Nix to investigate her, but he'll need your assistance for an unusual assignment. Ularu has the ability to thwart any investigation, so it's imperative she knows nothing about this directive. Her knowledge and talents are why she's the chief of operations. So she is the best equipped to evade detection. Believe me, if this mole slipped past us, it would have slipped past anyone. I won't go into the nature of our practices, but our methods are second to none. Nix will be giving you a program to run on Ularu's computer that will pull any data needed to prove her guilty or innocent. Your job is to infiltrate Ryujin Tower as an anonymous outsider in order to run this program completely off.
也就是说，整个大楼除了安保人员，
means your key card
只有
will
我
be
一人
turned。off, and the security
哎，
guards in
我
the
的
building
天！
will consider you to be trespassing. We employ over 100 members of our security team who rotate floors and shifts. It's possible you'll be recognized, but even so, my
就
orders
相当
will
于
be strict.
我去办事儿，
Authorized
别人阻
security
拦我，
personnel
我打，
only.
甚至
You
威胁
certainly
生命，
won't qualify, making
但是
you
我还
an
得顺着。
immediate
哎
suspect.，
我天，打工难，
If you get caught,
打工人更
guards
难
will。follow standard procedure and lock you up in a cell for questioning, provided you don't provoke them. And I strongly advise against.
我也想不知不觉完成。
These are your fellow
目前这个潜
employees.
行任务，网晨已经有完美的潜行路线和方案。不过我目前玩了2次，就第2次可能潜行了一半吧。 到时候到那个点，后面潜行的时候大概聊一下整体情况。很多的路线设计的倒是很有意思。
We're trusting you to get this job done as discreetly
猎检箱基本
as
就是电机。
possible. In the meantime, I'll ensure all non-essential employees, Ularu included, have left the building, claiming routine security maintenance. During that time, I'll be unlocking access to the tower's ventilation system, which you can utilize to help avoid detection. I'm also issuing you a disruptor, which should help in avoiding casualties should a worst-case scenario turn up. Ularu doesn't know about Directive Theta, but she'll fully expect a building closure while we investigate. As far as she knows, it's standard procedure, one that she no doubt has already made accommodations for. This is why we're bringing in a third party. She won't be expecting to go up against Neon's best. And it's also why secrecy is of utmost importance. Not even our own security detail can know, in case the
开始打温情牌了。温情牌就是别人可以杀你，但是你不能打别
A
人。
disruptor is a non-lethal weapon. Our subsidiary, Arboron, makes an excellent one that I'll be issuing you. It will stun your target, giving you a chance to get away.
OK， 我们
But
现
you'll
在
only
去
have so much time
酒
before
吧
the
跟尼
effects
克斯
wear off.
聊聊。
Let me remind you that not only are we talking about innocent people, but these are also your co-workers. It's in your best interest, as well as Ryujin's, to make sure that no one is harmed. You'll meet Nix at Madame Sauvage's place. He knows Directive Theta has been enacted.
Quit hovering. You're gonna make people nervous.
我天，还有域外的
Cause if not, consider
域外的
this
东西要
area
弄，哎，
reserved.
先聊聊。
Only when I meet someone for the first time. I like to meet strangers in public for safety reasons. I'm sure you get it. So why not in my favorite bar? Oh yeah, Dalton's little errand runner. I've written up a program just for the occasion, but as Ryujin knows, it's yours for either a price or a favor. Oh, I'm pretty
很
sure
遗憾，
it's
说
not.
服失败，要么给钱，要么就帮忙呗
I'm glad you
想都不用
understand
想
the。position I'm in here. I haven't agreed to anything yet. I'd like to think
我
so.
去，双面间谍呀！
You don't know what you're talking about. Now pay up. I don't have all day.
哎，被偷
While
家，
you're
相
snooping
互
around
偷，
in the tower, I just
不
need
仅
you to
是
hit up one more
偷别
workstation
人
on
家，
the way.
自己家也被偷。
It's Camden chose. Just run the same program on the slate I'll give you, and you're good. It's that simple. That's between me and another client. But you can bet if someone wants something in old Camden, it's not because they like him. Let's just say, it's nothing beyond something that Ryujin would do to anyone else. Suit yourself. So why don't we get back to that payment? And should he? Nothing's for free, you know. Cost is a given. A pleasure, as always. Your job is simple. Just run this
这个
little
做个任务
beauty
还
on
得
the
自己往
long
里搭
chance
钱，
computer, and the
还得搭
program will
命
take care of the
哎
rest. Once you're
OK，
done,
现在我
bring the
们
slate back to
开
me
始
at my place. Whatever encryption
龙神
Alaro
集团的
has is
潜
bound
行
to
任务
take。some real work.
目前的
More than
话，
my
潜
little
行任
setup
务
here can handle.
目前该周目下、二周目下，因为什么东西都没有，大部分就是单刀直入，然后也没有躲避掉追查，也没有达到潜行，而且它的路线非常的绕，因为有了那个通风系统的情况下，路线非常的绕，而且哇，那个路线的点设置的就是差不多很多都是在视野的盲区。怎么说呢？这个迷宫路线设计的相当有水平。目前网上已经有方案，有出来那个潜行全程潜行不被发现的整体方案了。我在14周末，然后进行第2次龙神集团任务的时候，潜行潜了一半，然后当时是到达那个第3层，第3层的警卫当时抓到了我，然后说要背进去。然后我说服完之后，你就可以整体逛这一层，然后你可以把那个卡姆登槽的他的那个电脑放上那个板，然后第4层没有用，第4层全部都是武装人员，然后用了隐身的那个能力，但是没用，也还是会被发现，也可能我用的时机不对，哎，反正有好有坏吧这个任务。当这个任务出来的时候，我就在想，网上肯定会有全程不被发现的录像和方案出现。现在我们先从通风口走。当然，如果你有同伴沙拉的情况下，你去执行卡姆登槽的那个东西，它就那个支线任务、可选任务的时候，沙拉就会吐槽。你为什么要当叛徒？这里的话有人。目前好的一点是打一枪就被电晕，但是我们可以发现赏金任务直接开了，比较尴尬吧。开一下门上楼，这边的话上楼下楼到正经的路线里面也都有。目前我们来到大概，我记得好像是按数字数的话，应该是类似于第3层。OK， 我们现在来到第3层吧，我记得这边应该是。 因为前面，哎，第3层还是第4层来着？瞅一眼那个房间，是卡姆登的还是？哦，这是卡姆登的那个房间。哦不，目前是第3层。然后卡姆登的房间，我记得我好像没有做。然后我们直接沿着这个上面瞅一眼，然后直接到第4层，然后直接开乌拉鲁陈的电脑。继续沿着走，1层我就说1层怎么只有1个人？啊，不管了，该溜溜。那个电击枪，它的效果非常的一般。然后第2次做的时候，基本就是拿能力还有生命值硬扛，反正没有打人，能说服，说服不了那就跑。然后这边的话，应该也是上一下通风管。怎么说？它这个路线，哎，需要背板。如果要顺利走的话，需要背板。再继续跳上去的话，往下走，跳上去过了这个通风管口，下去，哎，就是乌拉鲁陈的房间。开这个门，前面还有人，我们还得绕一截。哎，我们继续走，先把这段大路绕开。这边的话就是研发，我记得是研发的实验室啊。前面这部分就是研发人员，然后后面的话，任务我们会到达研发人员这个部分，然后再往上跳到那个上一层通风口，然后再往下走就到乌拉鲁陈的地方。这边我当时寻思清扫一下敌人，然后后面想了一下，算了，没必要，那个枪也不咋好用，然后说的是尽量不要伤害敌人，那算了，稍微绕一下路线。一般来说底下走不了，那就意味着是只能走上面。如果遇到了卡，那就肯定是哪儿出了问题，路线不对。哇，他这个这都能打到，这个开火真的溜啊，真的溜。跳一下看看，我靠，哦，跳一下，现在我们回到了我们之前的经常交差的这一层，那这个路线就好办多了。沿着往上走，也没有想到打出了出血，无所谓了。哎，没晕，我靠，你别自然死了呀，兄弟！哇靠，他这个装弹快不管了，我直接进来了，直接装东西。然后这个工作场所点开之后，就是它不是有加密嘛，然后到时候解开密之后，它就会有跟一个代号为 S 的人进行交易，那个的时候我们就会查出来乌拉鲁陈其实就是间谍。为什么上一期结尾会说他是打名牌的间谍呢？稍后会揭晓。OK， 我们现在从龙神集团出来了，现在原路返回，然后去找尼克斯，看一下乌拉鲁陈那边有没有什么东西，还是说间谍还有其他的东西没查到。现在我们想办法要下去。哎，哦，这边下面有路线，那这一节一节的，那大概懂了，那就沿着这个路线走呗，正常安排的路线，无非就是稍微有点绕。哎，也显得稍微有点设计吧。往下走，这个应该类似于霓虹城外围的路线，外围的部分，只不过比外围的部分稍微往上一点。哎，我靠，点一下开关吧。貌似没有能走的路线，那只能点开关。这个开关应该也是类似于梯子吧？哦，是一个门啊，那就往下走，底下有电的啊，那好办多了。这边跳呗，没有背包。目前2周目刚开始，我没有点背包技能，所以整体还是以跳和蹦为主。 这边楼梯下去，沿着下去的话，基本差不多就快到了尼克斯的地盘。不过每一次挫伤或者是脚伤害了，比较麻烦的一点就是你的负重，有时候负重会突然减一部分，那减一部分就比较恶心了。然后如果你还没有解锁呼吸的技能，你的呼吸氧气消耗还会非常快。各有各的好，各有各的不好。OK， 我们现在回到尼克斯的住所，聊聊具体的东西。
It's messed up when a guy like me is better off than those people carving
等他查查
chasm
吧。
or working a desk job. So, you made it.
不
Guess
过
Ryujin's
当时看了一下
security
它这个
really
屏
is
幕动画，貌似尼克斯的这个的屏幕动画没怎么做。然后后面
Just
2集
confidence,
涉及
aren't you?
到
But I've seen your work
道
in
尔
the
顿
trade
的
tower, so I'll
查
at
询动
least give
画
you，
那个
some
上
credit.
面屏幕上
Now,
面会做了
I'll
一
take
些，
that program back
还有
that I
包
gave
括
you,
另一
and
个，
let's give the data a look.
还有包括后面一集其他任务，也能看到有一些 NPC 查询的画面，也做了一些动画。我估计可能是不同项目组的吧，应该负责不同的项目组，然后任务细节啥的有的没调。
The program I gave you to run on Ularu's computer basically opens an all-access backdoor for me. I can see everything and anything, so let's take a look. Ularu has some impressive encryption in her
好，
files.
我们现在
Not that
破
I
除了
can't
东西，
crack it, of course.
查查，
Circumventing
看看能查出点
detections,
啥。
running decryption. This should just take a moment now.
哦，为什么要热闹？
Damn, I'm good. That went faster than I thought. I'm saving several files to a slate for Dalton, including access history and anything related to Project Dominion.
分享分享
Added
情
in
报
the
吧先。
encryption from as well, so he's the only one that can view these. And done.
嗯
You're all，set.
一墨金，那这肯定有无限呗，想都不用想，肯定有无限。
I've
肯
got
定
the
是
new
伪造。
encrypted slate. Let me tell you, it looks like fun times ahead for Ryujin. Technically, I'm not supposed to
而
look,
且你
but
都
it's
说
kind
了
of
有
hard
伪
to
造，
not see what's going on
那
while
肯定
running all my software.
无限伪造的概率比较大。
Since you came through on your end, let's just say that slate isn't going to paint the best picture for Ms. Imogene Salzo. But bear in mind, you're dealing with some pretty talented people when it comes to falsifying information. I can be sure because I know my business.
行吧，那现在我们
Like
回去给
anything,
道尔顿交
evidence
差。
alone can't tell the full story. The rest is up to you and Dalton to piece together.
没有触发危险信号，我估计是不是类似于就是没有死人？因为毕竟
Don't
我
be
一直
too
拿
sure
的
about
电
that.
解枪
Imogene was
整的。
practically raised in the corporate underworld. I'd almost guarantee there's intent behind everything she does. Here's the slate. As usual, always a pleasure doing business with Ryujin.
你自己瞅瞅吧，看看能查出来
I
点啥。
assume success is in order. I had a few reports, but at least nothing that set off any red flags.
从侧面能看到道尔顿的电脑有一些小的动画，哪怕是
I
切换，
figured as much.
也是稍微有点用。
Lucky for us, he doesn't have any motive to use this information against us. Now, let's see what we have here.
OK， 聊聊，我估计也是会说伊莫金陈，伊莫金萨尔佐也是间谍，但我们肯定不信呀。而且尼克斯已经说了有伪造的嫌疑。
Someone's been accessing Ularu's files remotely. It's quite a complicated trace, too. I'm impressed Nix was able to track all of this. Damn. And there's our
我也是这么觉得的，肯定不会有这么简单。
Imogene Salzo, Senior Operations Specialist, and one of the few I
但是
had
我
in
猜
mind
肯定会找不到他。
this off.
哎，无所谓的。
Well, the motive could be anything. Credits, grudges, even boredom.
确实别无选择了。OK，
She
以
has
上
the
就是
means and access,
星空
but
流程的第
things
16
are
集，
rarely so cut and
也就是龙神集团的第2局。
Before we make
现
any
在
harsh
我们
decisions,
发
I need
现
to question her myself.
伊
I
莫
want you
金
to head to her office
是
and
叛徒
escort her here.
道尔顿要我
I have to
们
make sure she
找他
doesn't。try anything before I have a chance to speak.
那这一集，那下一集我们就会开始执行这个任务，顺便看一下是否他是真的间谍。
And you'll have no choice but to
以上就是第
dispose of her.
16集的内容，
As
我们
much as
下期
I'd
再见。
like you to subdue her and bring her in, Imogen would never allow it. She knows what fate lies ahead for those who betray this corporation and get caught. I just want to avoid a scene. Sending you keeps the rumor mill at bay. Good. When you're dealing with corporate workers, discerning the truth from the lies is the hardest part.